mind over muscle.
Hello everybody, my name is Gray Argonda, and today we're going to be talking about the epic 1978 film Superman, starring Christopher Reeve, directed by Richard Donner, also starring the great Gene Hackman. Oh god, you know, when I was a kid I used to love Gene Hackman. It's strange. You know, this movie, it's so strange to watch this film just because when I was a kid, I always used to look up to the mean, the tough superheroes like Batman and Spawn. These days, it dissipates after I start actually really reading the material and grasping, you know, what it means for Superman to be so like righteous and so good, the personification of what man should be, but which is not. Okay, now let me talk about this movie finally. This movie starts off with Marlon Brando's Jor-El, who is Superman's father, and he is sitting there condemning the Zod gang to death, or not really death, but something that would probably be perceived as worse than death, which is being stuck into a glass mirror and thrown into space for doing some evil shit when they used to be on Jor-El's side. But that's really only just a segue into the second movie, as the story is that Jor-El is warning his colleagues on this planet Krypton that the planet is going to be destroyed like that. Nobody believes Jor-El, but Marlon Brando gives a insightful speech, but he is extremely devout to his brethren and his friends, his peers, and colleagues, but to the point where he will not sacrifice his son, end up creating a starship and sending his son off into space, landing on the beautiful little blue planet Earth. And when he gets there, Jor-El's son, Superman, Clark Kent, as he is now known, by his foster parents, who find him on the road lifting up their car, he basically is just trying to fit in as normally as he can, and his father kind of teaches him how to hide his superpowers, and that's how Clark Kent is really created. Clark Kent is like the other half of Superman. Growing up, Superman is kind of just, you know, hiding Clark Kent inside of him. Hiding Superman inside of him. Clark Kent is just this bumbling idiot who's just like overly proper and just really nerdy. But when he actually comes out of that shell, and he really takes the Superman thing very seriously, even though he's wearing blue and red tights. He kind of. He feels, he exudes, Christopher Reeve in this role exudes this feeling of like just being so self-righteous, in a good way, self-righteous in the fact that he is just the personification of everything that is good. Now, enough sitting here sucking this movie's dick. Let's talk about what I found to be a neutral, possibly shying into the bad perspective, which would be Gene Hackman's role as Lex Luthor and his bumbling idiot, evil henchman Otis. Now, these two roles, Lex Luthor and Otis as henchmen, as the bad guys, this is really where the comical side of this movie just permeates, and at times I find it to be quite unbearable, because it's so far from everything that I read, even though like most of the Superman comic books that I read later on in my life, Lex Luthor is kind of this genius who is who feels like his Achilles heel is Superman. But the thing is about him is that he's not like generally evil. Like in the absence of Superman, he seems like he's a pretty normal guy. But with Superman like alive, it seems like it's just like a hindrance on his mind. Like he's a genius; he could achieve anything in his life. But Superman comes along and just fucks everything up because he sees him. He's just like, how could I ever achieve like that monster's strength? Power and all that. What we get from Gene Hackman in this movie is just like, I'm the evil super villain of the world. I will commit all the greatest crimes in the world. Ha 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 ha. Then Otis comes in and like this fat music plays. Otis comes in and he's like sitting there like fucking up Gene Hackman's plans. It's ridiculous. It's just it. But at the same time, if you look at this, like, and you're, like, sitting there smiling because, you know, it's comedy aspect of the movie, and at times it is, like, it's pretty, like, so funny just because of how ridiculous it is. Like, Otis and Lex Luthor's characters, like, Lex Luthor presents some interesting challenges to Superman in this movie. Like, he finds the kryptonite. But the thing is just like he sets it up like so. He sets it up in the movie like so easily, like it could get fucked up. All right, Otis is here. Otis is like henchman, but he's going to fuck up everything, because he does everything right except one little step, and he just fucks up Gene Hackman's plans. Now I'm not even talking about Lex Luthor anymore. I'm thinking Gene Hackman. I am Hackman, and I need to destroy Superman. Yeah, no. See, Gene Hackman seemed like he was playing like a funny version of Gene Hackman, like a parody of himself. It's just the role of Lex Luthor didn't align with any of the incarnations of Lex Luthor that I've read about. But at the same time, I got the comedy. I got the comedy from it. So, what can I say? Superman, the 1978 version. Go check it out. I actually got this 4-set for like $5, and I gotta say, that's pretty good deal. The one thing to note is that no director's cut. Kinda pissed about that. Oh well, these are the original incantations, so this is the untouched material. So, what do I give Superman #1? I give it 1 thumb up for just exuding what it is to be completely righteous in this world. Superman, he's the superhero that is unflinching good, and that's in a world full of shit and like kind of poser superheroes that are, you know, trying to act hard but live exactly by these same rules that Superman goes by. You know, Superman's basically the genuine article when it comes to superheroes. So yeah, and it definitely comes out in this. So go check out Superman #1 if you haven't done it in the past 40 years. Just go fucking check it out. Peace out, guys. Take it easy.